Bronwyn Lund here from BronHolm Tours. I'm on the island of Bornholm, and I'm standing actually on the overpass behind Gudhjem, and we're going to take a walk across the overpass because there's some amazing views, and then walk down into the town and to the harbour. So I hope you enjoy the tour. Hello. Have you come to see what it's all about? So it seems we have a curious friend who's just wondering what we're up to. And as you can see behind the cat, we can see through the trees, because it's the middle of winter, out to the Baltic Sea, which is directly in front of us. Now what I'm going to do is turn around and cross over the bridge, take my gloves with me because it's quite cold, it's about 3 degrees, and look down into the town from the overpass. And this is actually the bypass bridge that has been built to bypass over the hill town that is Gudhjem. And it's a great little town, this one, as you'll see. There's a lot of beautiful half-timbered buildings and very traditional fishing and farming cottages in the town. And it's actually Denmark's only hill town. So Denmark is a very flat country. There isn't a lot of mountainous areas, but this is Denmark's only cliff town. And I've actually done a few other films of Gudhjem, also in the autumn when the colours, and the springtime when the colours of the trees are actually quite beautiful, either a very vivid green or a very varied orange-red colours of autumn. So now we're looking straight down into the town of Gudhjem, and we can see the church over on our right hand side, and because it's winter we can see through the trees to the sea. We're going to walk a little bit further along and come to a lookout which is called Bokul Lookout here in Gudhjem, and we can actually get a gist of the path that we're going to take on the rest of this tour. Over to the left is a forest that has traditionally been a popular picnic area for many, many years, where the locals and also people visiting from other parts of Denmark have come to have a picnic. And there's a small lake a little bit further in, and I have actually done a film of Gudhjem. You can see the sign pointing to Gudhjem there on the left hand side. So check that film out if you want to go left instead of right on this tour, as we're doing on this tour. This area is used for grazing sheep and goats and cattle, and often on my walks we come across some of our domesticated farm animals, which can sometimes be a little bit exciting, especially if there's a herd of goats that are interested in chewing on my clothes. So this is the lookout of Bokul, and it's right at the top of the town of Gudhjem, and it gives you an excellent view of the town from where it starts at the northern end of town here, the northwest end I guess you'd call it, and you can actually see the sheltered harbour that is up there on the right hand side. And then the lovely townhouses that spread around to the main harbour, which is over here to the right. And you can actually see that the sea wall on both harbours is very high, and that's because when the weather gets rough, when there's an easterly onshore, today we have a very still day, it's lovely. The waves can come right up, and actually you can see there's a parking lot in front of the houses down there where the Smokehouse and the Glassblowing shop is. That car park down there has on occasion been completely flooded because the water level has risen so much when there's an easterly onshore. I don't think you'll be able to see it in the film unless you've got a very large screen, but right out on the horizon is the Erthelmene archipelago, which was a defensive fort in the 1600s until about the early 1800s, and it was built by Christian IV to defend the island when naval defence really took off. So we're going to walk down into town now, and just walk a little bit along the streets and just explore some of the lovely streets that exist here, and then we'll end up down on that car park, and so let's get on with it. Bit of a rift in the valley here to the left and right, and as you can see there's gates leading out of this area at many different positions. absolutely love these merchants' houses with the cellar storage in the bottom, just built into the side of the hill. I think they're just absolutely beautiful. And here we have what I think of as the haunted house. That's really quite a vine creeping over the house. And the stairs here to the left-hand side actually lead back up to Bokul Lookout, where we were before. But this must have been an absolutely magnificent house here on the left in its heyday. As you can see, the streets are very steep, and the main street leading into town, which is over to the right from here, is probably the only street in Denmark where it is banned to cycle. You're not allowed to bicycle down the street because it's simply too dangerous. So now we're walking past all the old merchants' houses and merchant storerooms. Gudhjem was at one stage a thriving trading town with a ferry that came from Copenhagen, and it was also a railway town, so it thrived on the financial benefits of being a town of industry. And of course the farming area around the town out the back of the coast is very verdant, so there was farm produce as well that was shipped out to other parts of the world. Just going to pop down a side alley here, and that will bring us out onto the harbour, and we'll just walk down past the glass blowing works and the smokehouse, and end the tour there. So here we are at the main harbour of Gudhjem, and as you can see, it's a lovely calm day today. It can get a bit rough, and we can actually have a closer look now at the seawall of the harbour, which is directly in front of us. Not so many boats in the harbour at the moment. In the summer, this harbour is completely full of boats and activities and tours and all sorts of things going on. So this is really the quiet time of the year. we've arrived at the car park that we saw from Bokul Lookout, right on the top of the hill. On our left-hand side is the Glassblowing Factory, and straight in front of us is the Smokehouse, and you can see the smokestacks behind the building. And this was the first smokehouse to be built on Bornholm, and it then spread in the early 1800s, and then the phenomenon spread all over the island. And actually, if you look up, you can see the flagpole of Bokul Lookout, where we've just walked from. So that was a tour of Gudhjem, from the overpass and Bokul Lookout, down into the town to the Baltic Sea and the harbour. I hope you enjoyed the tour. I'll be making more of these films about Gudhjem as we go along, so don't forget to subscribe, where you'll be notified of any new film releases. This is Bronwyn Lund from BronHolm Tours, signing off. Bye for now.